Gosh, I think I started sewing at my mother's knee, and that sounds like an old cliche, but it's very true. I learned to sew on a treadle sewing machine and remembered graduating up. So I've sewn as long as I can remember, probably 6, 7, 8 years old I've sewn. Bernina was always the I want to drive the big car. And I was a garment sewer, and there really wasn't a machine to own but a Bernina. So I started sewing on a Bernina probably about maybe 35 years ago, maybe 40, and it's all I've ever sewn on since then. So it really was known in the old garment days as the machine because of the stitch quality. In my business life, I was a dealer. So I was a dealer for many, many years, and I loved the product before I sold the product, which I think is a big part of it. But Bernina has become, I don't want to say it's my life because I have a great life, but Bernina is really a huge part of my life. The quality of the equipment, the people, the family situation, and it is really, I told somebody yesterday, we were talking about this, that if Bernina quit making machines, I'd quit sewing. So I'm pretty, and that's a true statement. I'm pretty much, it's quality. It's the stitch quality and the price point that I can get everything that I need. And I don't know why I would want anything else. It's, you get the best, you stop. I guess perfection, quality, fun. The engineering, and I teach all over the world actually, and it still comes back to how good is the equipment I'm working on, and the results of what I do has to do with what I start with. And I just, it is truly, and many people know this. I teach pretty much exclusively for Bernina dealers. That's where the bulk of my work is. And I see people who think they can't do something and their work just simply soars when they get on a piece of equipment that lets them do the work. So it's not so much their skill that's missing, it's their equipment's skill that's missing. So I have found when we can move someone into that, regardless of price point, their work gets better, and as a teacher, that's pretty much what my goal is. I think the thing I tell them the first is buy the most that your budget will let you buy. Buy your dealer, because your dealer is incredibly important because that's where your education is going to come from. But really sit down and work. Don't let me just demo and sell you. You sit down and sew on it, and then I'm pretty clear what they're going to buy when they sit down and compare apples to apples, what equipment they would get. But I usually say, choose a budget, get the most you can get for that budget based on what it is that you love to do. And I don't know what else you can tell someone until they gain the experience. And almost always they move through the line as their budget allows them to do so. Geez, I love spreading the word. I feel sometimes like I'm just spreading the gospel sometimes, because truly, I think that people sometimes have the wrong conception about the machine. I hear people say, I wish I could afford one. And one of the things that I love about what I do is I can go into a room full of different machines, and I can make you love this machine without making you unlove the other one, is to try to say, don't burn the one you've got, but look at the difference in quality. And I've loved the people that I've come in contact with. And I've had the benefit of being able to come into this as a dealer, a consumer, then a dealer, and now an educator/teacher. Although I'm not on the payroll, I've always said I really am a dyed in the wool. It is my machine. It is the only thing I'm going to sew on, period. My background's interior design, so I come from that side of the fence on the on the professional side. But I think for me, I'm inspired by 19th century textiles. 90% of my work is based on vintage work, and I'm inspired by those things from that early to mid 1800s. Everywhere. I mean, if you look at things through a quilter's eye, you can find it everywhere. I mean, I've actually been known to run into a wall while I was looking at a design on another wall, and it's everywhere. It's just art, period. And I just need to live a little longer to be able to sew all those things I have ideas for.